Hi guys, it's Lisa Unger, and here I am again with another episode of Three Good Things. So today is a super exciting day. I'm here with Mary Kate Andrews. She is the blockbuster bestseller of most recently Hello Summer, which I'm reading right now, and it's Mary Kay's like signature blend of, you know, women's issues and romance and intrigue, and it's gripping from the very first page, so I'm thrilled to be reading that. And also, Mary Kay is a St. Pete, Florida native, and so I'm super excited to catch up with her today and talk to her about her three good things. Mary, hi, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Lisa. Great to see you.
Thanks for being here. So where are you right now?
I am in my house in Avondale, which is Avondale Estates, which is an in-town suburb of Atlanta. And I'm actually in the hallway.
In front of your bookshelves, of course.
Yeah, I've literally bought a folding table and chairs to do Zooms.
Oh,
This is
that's
my
fun.
Zoom broadcast studio.
Yeah, we all have one now, right?
Yeah.
And so how are things been for you? Are you like still kind of quarantined more or less, or things starting to
Yeah,
open up a little
more or
bit?
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I did go to lunch with a friend today. We had our masks on and we were in a small restaurant. We were literally the only customers in there.
Yeah.
So I've been staying home and writing.
Yeah, me
There's
too.
nothing else to do.
Exactly. Yeah, for me, writing is kind of, it's sort of my happy place. It's like my escape hatch. So, when the world is chaotic as it is, I find myself, doing best in that space anyway. So it's kind of working for me, and in that way anyway.
And I'm the opposite.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. That's interesting
I
because
have
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I have to make myself. I give myself a word quota or a page
Mm,
quota,
yeah.
and so I've been on a writings. I have a group of friends. We have a Zoom to live Facebook called Friends in Fiction, and so for
Oh,
the
yeah.
past this is day 58 straight of writing sprints in the morning.
Oh, great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we email each other at 7:00, or I'm the self-appointed sprint sheriff.
Yeah. So you basically say everybody to your desks at 7.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I'm also super early morning. I'm an early morning writer. That I try to get there before anything else. I try to do that before I open the news or social media or anything like that, because, especially in times of chaos like the one we're living in right now, I feel like the minute you let that part of the world in, then the less
Yeah,
likely you are to get your work done.
that's true.
So obviously as writers, we're all readers first. And during this time, I think most people, are just turning to books as another way of escaping. And I'm just wondering, is there anything that you're reading right now that's kind of blowing your mind, or is there something that you return to again and again, like for inspiration or comfort or anything like that?
Um, I love a book with heart and humor.
Mm.
So I think one of my favorite books recently has been Leanne Dolan's The Sweeney Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a sister story, it's a family story. It's funny, it's snarky. I think, Leanne Dolan, I think, is one of 7 sisters.
Oh,
And
really?
I had 2 sisters, and actually the book I'm working on is a sister story.
Oh, cool.
So, and Hello Summer, my most recent book, was
Yeah,
a sister story too.
I say.
So I love that book, and and I like a book with that, especially now. I like a book with a happy ending, with a happy outcome.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are sort of turning to books for that. I think in my case, like I always talk about crime fiction, like people turn to crime fiction in moments like this as well, because, it's a very sort of definable beginning, middle, and end. to whatever crisis we're facing, and that, you know, you're always gonna, in some way, you know, some type of justice is going to be served. It may not be exactly the kind of justice you're looking for, especially
Right.
if you're reading my books, but it will be some kind of it'll be some kind of justice, even if it's just poetic justice. And I think that, you know, people really do turn to like sort of heartwarming, uplifting stories during this time, but also they may look to the dark side as well to kind of metabolize some of the stress that they're feeling about what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I think, you know, I started my career writing mystery, and now I've come back, I've circled back to mystery. The books are not old as book mystery, but there has been a mystery in the past, probably at least 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's right. I think people crave something at this time, something finite.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
They want an answer. Right now, we have no answers.
No, I think we don't at all. And I think we're all just, I mean, I personally am a little bit surprised at how, how few answers there are in the world to what's happening, and, you know, how long it's gone on, and how there really doesn't seem to be much end in sight. So I think that we're all kind of turning to these, you know, we turn to stories for comfort, and not just to escape the world always, but sometimes to understand it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the same might be true of television. You know, I think for my generation of writers, probably the first generation of writers that's as influenced by television as they are by books, right? I mean, because television stories and film became like so iconic, you know, and we're also inspired by that as well. So is there anything that you're watching right now that kind of, you know, is just really taking you into another space, or something, again, that you kind of go back to and watch whenever you're just like, I just need to turn off for a little while?
Well, I'm watching, if I can stay up that late, I watch Stephen Colbert.
Oh yeah, I love
Yes,
him.
I love the spin he puts on current events.
Yes.
I think he's intelligent and well-read, and he has, I think he has a sense of right and wrong. For entertainment, you know, my husband and I we've watched, I think, 3 of the Harlan Coben thrillers now.
Oh yeah, those are
So we
so
just
great.
watched The Stranger.
Yeah.
And then I started watching, I've only seen 1 episode, you know, the Michelle McNamara.
Oh yeah, that's next up on my list too.
I'll See You in the Dark. I had read the book right when it came out.
Yeah.
And got fascinated with the whole Golden State Killer thing.
Yes.
And so that's been kind of intriguing for me. And then HGTV.
Yeah.
I like Hometown, the series that's set with Aaron and Ben Napier, and it's set in a little town in Laurel, Mississippi, and people are nice and houses get fixed up. It's total escape fare.
That's always so comforting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
When houses get fixed up, it's like so I read that that's a hobby of yours too, right?
Yeah.
Finding houses and fixing them up.
Yeah it is.
Do you have any projects that you're working on right now, or is it just sort of like when you find it?
Well, no, we bought this house that we're in about 7 years ago, so we've been doing stuff to it ever since. It was not in bad shape. We're just making it ours.
Yeah.
So we tore down an old rickety garage and built a new garage with a carriage house above it. Mm-hmm. And I had fun, you know, fixing that up and furnishing it with estate sale stuff. And then we moved into phase 2 of the project, was building a patio. So, and that's been more my husband's project than mine. So I go out and go, oh, put some lights over here.
Right. You're the idea man, right? You're like, yeah. Honey, needs this.
Yeah,
and he does it.
That's well, after we fight about it for, you know.
Yeah, naturally. Right.
Yeah. So that's really what's been going on here. We, you know, the garage and the yard and the patio.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll start casting about looking for something else to fix up.
I mean, it's it's a creative project, and it's like, the kind of this three-dimensional sort of very satisfying thing to like, design and fixing
Yeah,
and creating in the home. I find it really satifying myself
I
as
do too.
well.
And I write about that a lot in my books.
Yes. Yeah.
There's always some element of, my former editor used to call it decorator porn.
Yeah, exactly. And we all love that. We all
Well,
love
I hope
that.
so.
Yeah, so I was also super excited to learn that what an amazing cook you are, and that you also have your own cookbook.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk, it's coming out, is it coming out right now, or is it just out?
No, it came out about 3 years ago, actually.
Oh, what, really 3 years ago? I must have watched an old video.
Okay. Video lives on
It does, yeah.
in our memory and on the media and the internet. It's called the Beach House Cookbook. I was trying to see if I see a copy behind me somewhere. I can't turn all the way around because, it's up there. Anyway, yeah, I've always loved to cook. I come from a long line of good cooks, and my husband likes to cook too, and we love to entertain. And we have a beach house outside of Savannah on Tybee Island, Georgia, where I've set some books. And when we're there, it's very casual, it's very informal. We'll call up friends and say, hey, come over. My husband's a fisherman, so if he comes in with some flounder or some trout or redfish, whatever, we'll call friends and say, hey, come on over. We're going to cook some shrimp. We're going to, have some fish tacos. And for a long time, I had recipes in the back of the novels. And then I changed houses and editors, and my new editor in house didn't want to do that anymore. So fans kept saying, hey, we like those recipes, bring those back. So that's what the Beach House Cookbook is. It's organized by menu. And so there's like a full moon menu and a tailgate menu and a beach day menu and Thanksgiving and Christmas. Just really easy, accessible recipes.
That's great. And is there anything in there that's like very special to you, or something that you and your family, like, it's like something you go to when you need comfort, it's like a go-to comfort meal?
Yeah, probably my mom's pot roast. My mom was great with pot roast.
Oh
And
yeah.
that was, when weather eventually did get cold in St. Pete, which was for, a 10-day stretch in February.
Exactly.
Fixed pot roast. And that's what when my kids come home, they want pot roast. That, and then in the summertime, there's a great chicken salad recipe in there. And that was featured, and it was in the plot of a book. I wrote a book called Little Bitty Lies.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, the character makes chicken salad from a recipe given to me by a friend. So yeah, the chicken salad recipe is popular. We have a big garden this year.
Oh, nice.
Our tomatoes have been coming in. So there's 2 or 3 really good there's a tomato pie recipe.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That we fixed this weekend. We had house guests. And it's made with pimento cheese. So you get all the major Southern food groups with that.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds fantastic. I'm gonna get my copy and check it out for sure. And maybe you can share with me your recipe for pot roast, and we can post it in, when we're live, we'll post it on Facebook, and then people can have that, because I think that's sort of like a perennial comfort. I mean, in fact, that now that you mention it, like at least 3 or 4 times in the last like couple of months, I've like, I really want to make a pot roast, and I think that it's just like sort of signals comfort to maybe everybody.
I hope the pot roast recipe is in there. I'll have to check.
And if it's not, we'll just come up with a totally different one.
Just write up my pot roast recipe. We'll have a recipe swap.
Exactly. Perfect. We'll find a good one. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. And if anybody wants to, who doesn't know who Mary Kay Andrews is, I'm sure everybody does. But if you want to find out more about Mary Kay, the website is just marykayandrews.com.
Yes.
And everything you need to know about her wonderful books and about her, and some great videos that she herself has been doing. And You can catch up with her there, and any virtual events I'm sure that are coming up will be posted on your website.
Yeah.
And then Mary Kay also promised that she's going to come visit again in St. Pete, and we're going to try to do something together here when the world goes back to normal, and we can have a fun book event and then go to a dive bar together.
I think we could do an event at a dive bar.
Even better.
Yeah.
Why split it up? Why not just put it all in one big fun thing? It's a date. Thanks, Mary Kay.
My pleasure.